Can you believe it? Yeah, I swear I'm fine, that I'm alright when I'm barely breathing. Thought I could find my way back home, but I get lost alone. But when I'm with you, I'm no longer wondering. And when I'm with you, I swear I can breathe. And when I'm with you, I know who I am and who I wanna be. I'm not trying to be dramatic, no. Most times I'm pretty normal. Oh, but let's be clear and honest here and do away with anything formal. I can fake it on my own, but I am lost alone. But when I'm with you, I'm no longer wandering. And when I'm with you,
With this ring,
With this ring,
I pledge my love, life, and devotion to you.
I pledge my love, life, and devotion to you.
May this ring forever be
May this ring forever be
a symbol of commitment to you and to us.
a symbol of commitment to you and to us.
Julia, as a token of your love, place this ring upon Matt's finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I pledge my love, life, and devotion to you.
I pledge my love, life, and devotion to you.
May this ring forever be
May this ring forever be
a symbol of commitment to you and to us.
a symbol of commitment to you and to us.
By the power vested in me by the great state of California, it is my privilege to pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
We look out and see the world. It takes everything we have to face it. Without a sound, we take a step. Inside our hearts are racing. If it takes forever, we'll get there together. I'm winding along this road, not knowing where it will go.
Over the last few weeks, a lot of people have been asking me, boy, how does it feel? Are you worried? Are you nervous? And I'm saying, no. What's to be nervous about? It seems everything's organized, and it was. And then a couple of hours ago, I was in our room looking at my speech again, and I couldn't get through it. And I said, uh-oh. Now I know why they were asking me. So please, if I don't get through it, you can imagine the rest. But I'm going to try. So anyway, first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to Holman Ranch and Julie and Matt's very, very special day. I can't tell you how much we appreciate the effort so many of you made to come from such great distances to be here. Some even from the East Coast, Rhode Island, and so many other places. And as I heard all these horror stories of people getting delayed and missing flights and connecting flights, I thought, oh my God, this is just so special that you're all here and all together, and it's really, we really appreciate it. It means a lot, and it means so much to us that so many of you made the trip, and in some cases taken time actually off from work and your busy schedules. We love you and thank you for doing that. It's hard for me to convey the emotions I feel about this event that is so life-changing for Julia and Matt. My sister Rachel urged me to just say what it felt like to be Julia's dad. and as she and Matt become husband and wife. Barbara and I have always wondered what kind of person Julia would find challenging enough to deal with her. Wait. to deal with her always creative and entrepreneurial mind, and yet loving enough to return the love she has to offer. Always a very goal-oriented person, as many of you know, Julia has never ceased to amaze us with her willpower and determination to make up her mind and then find a way to achieve her goals. So what does it feel like to be her dad? Julia and I have always had a very special relationship. I remember when she left for college, and I would call her just about every day the first semester, just to hear her voice and know that she was fine. I was always confident that she was making good decisions, but still needed that contact with my little girl. I'm sure this must have been a little overwhelming and maybe stifling for her, but she seldom complained. Sometimes. Oh, Dad. It would have driven me crazy if my parents did that, but she was very loving and patient. Well, that was just New Hampshire. That was less than 3 hours away. Just as things were getting comfortable, she decided to take her last semester abroad in Sevilla. That was even more difficult for Barbara and I. Although by now we were used to her being away from home. I remember her dropping her off at Logan Airport as we watched her 5-foot, 100-pound self walk up the stairs to her flight with such confidence. Off to a program where she knew no one, to an unfamiliar country so far away. That was tough, but again, we had no doubt she would be fine, though it was still very anguishing to see her leave. Of course, that was a wonderful semester, and Julia came back a changed person. Julia found a job in Boston just an hour and a half away, and we loved it. She came home some weekends, and many times we would just take a day trip to go up and have dinner with her. But that was not to last. Too easy and comfortable. Julia had other plans. At 23, Julia announced she was leaving her job, her great job, and heading to California to see what the attraction was. I lost it. No job, no place to live, but a determination to make a go of a life on the West Coast. As I drove her once again to Logan to catch a flight, she asked me what I thought of her move. I had to admit that I thought she was a little crazy, leaving the comfort of a good job and a pretty nice life here at a time when jobs were really scarce. But in reality, I was very, very proud of her and her courage. Good for her. Not so good for us. A lot more than an hour and a half drive for us now. I had a sinking feeling that this could be fairly permanent. Sure enough, within weeks, she met and moved into a wonderful house with soon-to-be best friends Kara, Sam, and Elena. It wasn't long before she had gainful employment and was establishing herself as a Californian. I was saddened by the incredible distance between us, but happy for Julia to be so independent. Just what a parent wishes for his children. The old adage, be careful what you wish for, really hit home. There's such a mixed emotion a father has when this day comes. Pretty much the end of being the man in your daughter's life. Certainly this is and always has been expected. But when it actually happens, it brings both great happiness that your child has found a wonderful partner, but also a certain sense of loss. It's hard to explain the emotion. You want what is best for your children, though there is definitely the feeling of giving something up that feels both sad and yet happy at the same time. We always expected that Julia would meet someone special, but she didn't seem to be in any rush. I think... I think in some unrealistic way, that gave me hope that she that she was going to get homesick and return to the East Coast. No such chance. You probably all have heard how Julia and Matt met by now. Well, we know you heard. When we met Matt, we had a feeling that this was the match for Julia. a man who had his own goals and ambitions, yet seemed to be very, very much in love with our daughter. We knew Matt was right for Julia when we had the privilege of spending time with Matt and his mother, Bonnie, in Chicago, and the rest of his family. We all met. It was so obvious to Barbara and I that love in this family was easy and natural, as we happily witnessed the wonderful bond between Matt and his mom. We also saw how much Julie was already a big part of that bond, and we knew that this felt right. Matt, we love you, and we welcome you wholeheartedly into our family, and I want to tell you that it does not feel like losing a daughter, but instead like gaining a son. And Matt and Julia, Barbara and I wish you all the happiness in the world as you start your new life's journey together. I'm sure it will be an exciting one. So far, it certainly has been. Mazel tov.
Love you.
We want to start off by thanking Matt and Julia for inviting Emily and I to be such a part of tonight and this whole beautiful day and beautiful weekend here in Carmel.
For those of you who don't know us, we are Julia's two maids of honors, Comos, as we like to call it. I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
Your turn.
Julia and Matt, you both look stunning tonight. Julia, you look beautiful, and you look more beautiful than Emily and I have ever seen you look before.
So pretty.
Easy, Matt. So, I have known Julia for about 20 years now.
And I've known Julia since before I can even remember, at least 25 years, and we're only 27? So I know a lot about her. Kate does too, probably more than any of us should. Oh, I have more. Okay. We've laughed, cried, argued, and had many amazing, unforgettable times together. What? Okay. We've been there for each other through life's ups and downs. We've had the opportunity to watch Julia grow from a spunky, somewhat rebellious teenager into the beautiful and accomplished woman she is today.
Julia, you are always the first person that I go to when I need advice on anything, and you are my sounding board on any big decisions that I make in life. What makes someone truly a good friend is when they encourage you to be a better version of yourself. And Julia, I can say that you have honestly done that for me. From elementary school to summer camp to our grown-up lives together that we have now. You've become my travel and adventure companion, and I always look forward to our girls' weekends together no matter where we go. I don't know what I would do without the friendship of both you and Emily in my life.
Okay, I think I can do this. This is a big tissue. Okay, I might need it.
Keep it together.
Keep it together. Julia, what would I do without you? I can't imagine. Every step of my life has included you. From preschool to elementary school, junior high, high school, college, post-college, and now on to the next chapter, marriage. You've always been a part of my life, and even more, you're a part of who I am. It's truly amazing, and I feel so lucky to have had you as my best friend for over 25 years. You're more than a friend, you're like a sister. You know more about me than I even know about myself sometimes. You've always had my best interest in mind, even when I couldn't see it. You're my best friend, and I'm thankful. You're my best friend, and I'm thankful we've had our entire lives together. And I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together. Love you lots. No tears?
When Julia first began dating Matt, I remember that he drove, all I know is that he drove a motorcycle. I I hadn't met him yet. I was only introduced to him by Julia describing him on the phone. And so I envisioned this California motorcycle, long hair, probably strutted around in a leather jacket, super machismo. Then I flew out here and I met him. And you're great. But Matt was absolutely perfect for Julia. And I learned a fun fact last night from Matt's very good friend, Anthony, that apparently this motorcycle was inspired by the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So any machismo that may have been affiliated with that motorcycle is no longer there. Sorry. But when Julia first moved out to San Francisco, she moved out here. She moved into this house with this amazing group of girls. All of them are here tonight. And she set up this wonderful life for herself. And it was so fun to come and see her. But there was one thing missing, and that was Matt. So I'm so happy, Matt, that you are in her life. And I know that you encourage and motivate her in all of the ways that she has done for me over the years. And I love being able to see that. You are both so sweet to each other, and you have each other's backs. You're on the same team, and I feel like I've learned from your relationship. There have been a few times that I've come out to visit, and Matt, you have stayed out drinking wine with us way past your bedtime. And I absolutely appreciate that. I know that you will take very good care of our best friend, and you both will have a wonderful life together, and we can't wait to see it unfold.
We're clapping. Okay. My memory of Matt starts with a little help from Cupid. I knew Cupid had struck after their first date. Julia called me after her first date and was so ecstatic. One thing that sticks out in my mind is she told me how funny Matt was, and they laughed a lot. She said that was the longest date she's ever been on, but she didn't want it to end, and now it never has to. One more moment I want to share is when I asked Matt to answer a slew of questions for Julia's bachelorette party. Every response made me smile. Every answer was exactly what I would have said. I felt an overwhelming feeling of happiness for my friend. Matt knows my best friend through and through for the amazing person I know and love. So thank you for being her third best friend. Her husband and her partner in life. I'm so happy you're both on the same team, Team 1.
We're almost done. Almost, guys, almost. Julia, we both love you so much, and we are so thankful for our friendship with you.
Kate's chicken scratch, hang on. Matt, we are so happy that Julia found you and are confident that you two will keep each other smiling for the rest of your lives. Cheers to Julia and Matt.
As he mentioned, my name's Matt. Matt's name is also obviously Matt, and we're stepbrothers, so that may be confusing to everyone. So our parents were not, just stuck with one page out of a baby book or anything like that. We met when we were 4 or 5 years old, 5 and 4, and we had an instant connection, instant friendship. Not only were we both named the same, but we both liked Ninja Turtles, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, or anything else that you could do that way. As a side note, I'm a White Sox fan, so hopefully the prediction in Back to the Future 2 does not come true with the Cubs winning the World Series this year. So we had an instant friendship, spent a lot of time doing Lincoln Log Wars, street hockey, building forts in the basement, whatever it may be. But definitely knew that this was a guy that I'd probably be hanging around with for quite a while for the rest of my life. And I also knew that he was very passionate from the moment he was young. If it was something that he was really excited about, he wasn't afraid to tell you. And one of the stories I wanted to share is actually a time in which he had taken issue with my mom and his dad about smoking outside. And so my brother, me, and my sister were all in the back seat, and I was, of course, in the middle because I had to break up the fights between the two of them. And really, what happened is, my parents are outside smoking, we're ready to go. Matt decides after about 10 seconds that they're taking too long and rolls down the window to start yelling at him. So he's like, hey, come on, we got to go. You shouldn't do that, that type of thing. Well, he's very young at the time, and in doing so, he has to step up on the side of the door to do it. Well, when doing that, his knee hit the window up. And so he's yelling as the window keeps going up, and ends up actually like trapping his head in the side of the thing. So my sister starts frantically pawing over me to try and get it there. I'm deep involved in Game Boy. Walter Payton's having a big day on Tecmo Bowl. So, eventually they kind of roused me from my video game, and we got him out of there. So, Julia, for you, you're getting somebody who not only is very passionate about things, but is willing to put his life on the line for what he believes in. So, definitely cherish that. And if any of you are also, single, looking for somebody to marry, that's a good quality to pick out in your mate. Obviously from there, we grew up together. Matt played football and lacrosse in high school. We actually ended up playing each other in a playoff game. I went to a different high school for football. They won, unfortunately, junior year. But if you ask my father what his most proud moment of Matt's high school experience is, it's in home ec. Matt made a 7-layer pie crust for his apple pie. Exactly. That you'll still hear about to this day. So if any of you need some apple pie tips or anything like that, Matt's the guy to ask. Finally from there, obviously, Matt did his own company at college with Lofting, and then went out to Google and YouTube out here, and then met Julia. And you'll hear from various people throughout the evening how that happened, and you'll hear different stories based on who you ask. But eventually, Julia actually came down with Matt to Arizona, to our parents' house, to meet us. And in doing so, I think also learned another tenet that if you are looking for a future spouse, that you can apply to your search. And so the reason for that is, not only when Julia came down, could we tell right away that Matt was extremely happy, he was head over heels. We could tell Julia was the same way, even though obviously we didn't know her. But that was put to the test a little bit, actually, the first time that we went out with all of the Hudsons. And actually occurred at a dinner at a casino. So, don't worry, we weren't gambling or anything like that. But we went out to dinner. Let's just say service wasn't great. And it was towards the end of the night. Parents kind of took issue with a couple of things, just wanted to talk to a manager. Well, it ends up that take issue ended up us being escorted out of the casino. So in Julia's first experience with the Hudsons, she got to see us kicked out of a casino, and she's still up here. So again, if any of you are looking for a mate, if your family gets kicked out of the casino, they still stay with you, they're a keeper. That's really it from my end. I could not be more excited to welcome Julia to the family. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped set this up, Paul, Barbara, obviously Bonnie, and my parents. The wedding was beautiful. You guys were beautiful. Tyler, you killed it as the practitioner. I don't know what your official term is, but no, yeah, exactly. We'll just go with that. But no, I'm so excited that I get to call you both not only friends, family, and an aunt and uncle to our daughter, and really just wanted to wish you guys the best. And of course, we will be here to help you through anything that we can. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Time for a little damage control. No, Julie and I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank all of you. And actually, before I get into any of that, I wanted to thank Julia. Today has turned out beautifully and everything has been amazing. And I think we both know that if I was left to my own devices, we would have done the ceremony on a Google Hangout and probably live streamed it on YouTube, and the reception would be at Chili's or something like that. So, and what's probably going to be a theme in our marriage, thank you for getting me out of that. I love you. More seriously now, first off, I want to thank Paul and Barbara Sherman and the rest of the Sherman family that could be here today. You guys have been so supportive of us from the very beginning, so welcoming to me and my family. Really couldn't have hoped for more. Julie and I are so thankful for everything you guys have done. Thank you. To my parents, mom, dad, mom, Rachel, Matt, and family, the rest of my family that could be here tonight, thanks for putting up with me. I know that throughout life I've been a little stubborn, a little stupid, but you guys have always been there to support me and love me no matter what, and help course correct me. And ever since Julie and I started dating, been so supportive of us and everything we've done. And I love you guys so much. And it's kind of exciting to have all of you out here in California at the same time. Maybe we could make that happen more. There's no winter. But we love you guys. Thank you. To Julia's bridesmaids, Kate, Emily, everything you guys have done today, thanks so much. All of Julia's friends that could be here today. I mean, I'll put it simply, at least for me, thank you for having an open mind and encouraging Julia with that guy from the internet. That it really, if it wasn't for your guys' support and thumbs up, there's no way our relationship would have ended up the way it did. So thank you from the bottom of my heart and for everything that you've done for Julia and being there for throughout your friendship. To my friends, in short, guys, I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. And I'm so thankful all of you could be here tonight on our special day. It means a lot. Thank you so much for everything. Love you. And last but not least, again, thank you to my beautiful bride. I love you so much. I adore you. I'm so excited to start a family with you. No. Not
today.
Now. We gotta go. But seriously, though, we are going to migrate now over to the dancing tent, so follow me on the way out. Thank you all again for coming. Cheers to all of you, and to a good night.